Well, later yesterday we had the battles of the Eagles. However, the Eagles that was meant to be super ended up being the super on the plate of the Malians. Well, for the first time in 49 years, the Super Eagles of Nigeria lost to the Eagles of Mali. With Nigeria finally getting their own pound of flesh, the loss was one that might have brought Nigeria back to earth and back to reality. After getting a positive result against Ghana, we thought Ijatito and Oguntishe. Simple translation, we thought the Eagles had already arrived. Meanwhile, the Malians showed us that we're still very much a very long way from arrival. Well, in that game, I remember Dynamo saying that the Super Eagles might find it very difficult to cope against the Malians, and it ended up to be the case yesterday. And after the game, now we know that Nigeria have a very long way to go, particularly as we prepare for the next engagement, which is going to be against South Africa in the World Cup qualifiers. And that is one game that Nigeria don't want to mess up, because we have 2 points from 2 games. And that means any mistake against the Bafana might result to the Super Eagles of Nigeria crashing out of the World Cup, and that would amount to a big disaster. And also, there is a big tax for the Super Eagles whose wings were clipped yesterday, ranked 19 places below the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the FIFA latest rankings. Mali showed that there will be a very difficult nut to crack for Nigeria, and for Finidi George, now he knows that he has a long way to go if he's to retain the job of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because after that win against Ghana, a lot of pundits, including somebody in the studios this morning, said we should give him the job. Give him the job or not, of course, time will tell. Well, let me say very good morning. It is to you sports lovers. It is the day after yesterday, and of course, a very big day in the history of sports, because this day in the year 2002, the jersey worn by late Brazil great Pele in the 1970 World Cup was sold at an auction for a record £157,750, and the bid was purportedly placed by an anonymous telephone bidder, and it actually went on to smash the expected sale price that had been estimated in Christie's auction house. Now, if you didn't know before now you know indeed. Well, top of the morning, check your time. It is a sport o'clock. Here comes that time again to do the Lord's work and to talk sports this morning. So how would you want to be served this morning? If not, just to get the latest, make it round in the world of sports. And this morning, guys, let me tell you that we have a whole lot to talk about, from the Super Eagles of Nigeria game to the qualifiers that were played yesterday, talking about the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. We have 2 countries already in the group stage, and not leaving out the final qualifying phase of the Euros 2024. These and many more will form a big talking point on the show this morning, so come along, fasten your seatbelt, and let's do this once again. Good morning once again, and thanks for joining us. And this is the voice of the Super Dickson on radio, Dayo Olujobi, that's my name. And this morning, guys, I'm being joined in the studios by one of the voices that you should get used to on this day. Of course, she made a debut on the show on Monday, and she returns today being a Wednesday. I'm talking about Bukola Aflora, like I call her, and of course, she's on the show this morning, and together we talk the Super Eagles of Nigeria game, among many other issues. Good morning to you, Flora. I think I prefer to go with the name Flora because that's a big name, and I kind of love that name. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning. Good morning, lovers. Good morning, our viewers. Good morning to our listeners all over the world. It's your girl. My name is Bukola Miolajide.
Of course. I think now you're trying to just let me hang. Kind of that. I said Flora, but of course it's good having you on board this morning. Flora, I hope I'm permitted to use that.
Of course.
All right. Now, yesterday, you weren't expecting what happened against these Eagles. The Eagles are from Mali. However, initially the game was meant to be a kind of a game that the Eagles was meant to be super. But the Eagles are from Mali had us for supper yesterday. Firstly, let me just have a reaction about that game.
It shocked me.
Well, big way to start.
It shocked me because if we are going to play that match 1 million times, Mali will still win because it's short. Is one of the worst performance from the Super Eagles of Nigeria in decades. It's very worst because if you check from the transition from the defender to the midfielder and to the attackers, you will know that none of them. How could you play 45 minutes and you don't have one goal on target? There was no shot on target. They were just doing. I don't really understand because would you believe that Finidi George was with Jose Pasero?
Yeah. He was the assistant.
He was the assistant in the last edition of the AFCON.
Yeah.
So he should understand the job, what he needs to do in that match. Though he played very well against Ghana, and yet against Mali, we were expecting more from them. Like we are ready to give it to him, give it to.
No, you said that job should be given to. I remember you said that.
And I'm still standing on my ground that job should be given to him
to finish
the judge. Because even also Pasero, he drew against Niger.
Yeah.
If you remember,
his first two games too. I think it was similar to what we currently have.
Now I still believe that he can do it. Don't forget that our big boys, most of them did not really play the game. The likes of Victor Osimhen was not. Ekong was not there. Boniface was not there. Kevin Bassey was not there. The tank that is Frank Oyenka too was not there. So the match is really is nothing. I don't really talk much about it because I am very disappointed.
Well,
very disappointed.
The last time we actually lost to Mali was the year, I think, 1975, September 5 to be precise, and that was also a friendly game. 4-1, the game ended, and I like the fact that you still very much maintain that stance that the job should be given to Finidi George. But let's just look at the two previous games of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let me just say the two games that Finidi George has taken charge as the interim head coach of the team. What are the positives do you think that we can take away from the games, and maybe we should just build on, and the areas you think that Finidi George should work on, particularly ahead of the game against South Africa?
The attack. How can I still have to go back to that Mali game?
Okay.
This thing pay me. It really paid me.
Obviously.
This thing really paid
Obviously.
me. Seriously. How can we have Kelechi Iheanacho?
Yeah.
We have Samuel Chukwueze in that team. Moses Simeon too played. And you people cannot if 90 minutes they have 2 shots on target. 2 shots on target. Is it just come inside to? Do they expect him to come in to come and score for a professional player that is playing in Europe? They are playing in EPL.
Yeah.
Is he going to teach them how to kick the ball inside the net? No, he has done his job. His job is to teach them how to create chances. Though Finidi George, I will still have to give it to him because they play more better. They play more better compared to what they play when they were under Jose Pasero. They play more better. We just have to look for a good midfielder, and Ndidi. It is time for Ndidi to sit.
Ndidi looks like maybe the capable midfielder we have at this time, particularly in that holding position.
Are you Are you serious?
No, it looks like, maybe the best out of so many names that are not really performing, or maybe some make-or-shift options. But I think Flora should also take you on these. Particularly, we should look at what lies ahead of the head coach, interim head coach, I beg your pardon, Finidi George. Now, over the 2 games, if you look at his style of making substitutions, you would see that maybe 1 or 2 stuff was still very much missing from that. And let's compare his start to what Ose Pasero actually did. He lost his first 2 games in charge of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes. Yet NFF, they had that faith in him that he should continue the job. And the faith nearly paid off, but just that our best was not enough to bring home the AFCON trophy. But now this time around with Finidi George starting on this note, and a lot of Nigerians are now talking about why, in court, he should not be given the job outrightly. But do you think it will be wise of NFF to have that faith in Finidi George to just give him the job? Has he done anything to convince his would-be employers, that is, if he gets the job, and a lot of Nigerians who follow the team?
Of course, yes.
What are the things that has done to convince you particularly?
Me particularly, even though I don't really like the way they played yesterday, which he does not carry all the blames, because he was playing. He had professionals. He has one of the best teams that we have in Nigeria right now. It's Super Eagles. So the NFF you have to give it the job. They just have to give him the job because number 1, he understands the team. Number 2, he has played the game before. He's one of our ex-international. And if you know me very well, I'm an advocate of Nigeria League.
Of course.
I am. So what Finidi needs to do right now, for me, is for him to look into the Nigeria League and fetch out a player that would go there and die and come out alive.
But now, if you are saying players that maybe look at the home-based players, this might not be the best of time to try that. A lot of persons believe. And if you have been listening to our show in recent times, you would see maybe how some of my guys have continued to talk about the MPFL, particularly the competitiveness. Although there has been a big, I think a mixed, let me just call it that, mixed opinions about the fact that maybe the MPFL has been competitive this season or not. But coming on board with a lot of home-based players, not as if our league has been so great.
No, I didn't say they should come with a lot.
Okay,
like
maybe just pick some of them.
Just few of them. About this European,
but you can't experiment too.
Wait now. What about these players that are playing in the Europe? How many of them are playing at the top level? How many of our players are playing at the top level? Aside Victor Osimhen, aside Kelechi Iheanacho, aside even Trostekong, Calvin Bassey. Okay. How many of them are playing in their team? How many of them are playing in the top flight? Like, have you seen a player in Nigeria, a Nigeria player playing in Real Madrid? Have you?
But we have them playing in top clubs like maybe Napoli.
Napoli. Okay, I've mentioned
Scudetto winner, the correct Scudetto winner.
I have mentioned Victor. I have mentioned another one.
Okay, maybe Alexi will be playing at Fulham. That's also a top flight league.
Yes.
Flora.
How many of them? How many of them? They should look into our league today. It's not competitive. It's not this. But they should look. The last time we won this, I said it last on Monday. The last time we won AFCON.
Yeah. Even an home-based player delivered the winning goal. Sunday Oba used to play for Enugu Rangers then.
They played very well.
Yeah.
They played. Look at Obabona, Godfrey Obabona.
Yeah.
Was he not playing with Sunshine Stars?
Yeah, and he's currently playing with them now. Yeah.
And he's currently playing with them now. What about names? We have like 6 of them in the league, in the team when Nigeria won the Nations Cup. Yeah. So why you don't want to look into the league and pick out some players from there? Okay. I'm not saying they should dominate all the so they should just include them, give them this chance. They can do it. Not that these ones that are looking for they're already big boys. They're already big boys. Okay, look at the match against Mali. Do you want to tell me that Kelechi Iheanacho, is Finidi George going to teach him how to kick the ball? How can a professional players like how many of them, they play for 45 minutes, they don't have a goal on target?
That's a lot. Well, I will still continue to talk about this game, but now we just need to go pay some bills. When we return, guys, we're still very much going to talk the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and our focus will be the World Cup qualifiers that will come up the next time we play in June against South Africa. This is a Sport O'Clock. Stay with us.
Ọlọ́run Sam Olúwa lọ Adamimogo yóò tún rìnrìn agbára o. Gbogbo ènìyàn ló máa bọ́ lọ́wọ́ ogun.
Ẹ̀yin àfàdúrà agbára ìgbàyàrú tó yá lọ́dún yìí nínú ìpàdé máa jẹ́ mú yẹn. 7 prophetic Saturday and Sunday. Wòlíì Sam Olúwa lọ bàbá Adamimogo. Ní Jésù máa ti pàṣẹ pé lórí wọn lọ́dọọdún rìnrìn agbára nínú ìpàdé yìí. Àkòrí ti 2024. Freedom from family battle. Òmìnira kúrò lọ́wọ́ ogun ìdílé. Láti Saturday April 6 di Saturday May 4. Aago mẹ́fà ìdájí la ó máa pàdé. Sunday 7th April di Sunday May 5. Mẹ́fà ìdájí ni. Àkàìmọye iṣẹ́ agbára ni Ọlọ́run ṣe nínú ìpàdé àdúrà yìí lọ́dún tó kọjá o. Ó tún ti pinnu àti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ọjọ́ Friday làwọn èèyàn ti máa dé sínú àdúrà. Láti rí wòlíì fún 101 counseling. Ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí ló máa wà ńbẹ̀. Àtàwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Nígbà tí wòlíì Sam Olúwa lọ bàbá Adamimogo yóò máa sọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ tí yanu á máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ní CAC Grace of Mercy Diamond Adamimogo Power House. Báòkú Close, Newtown Estate, Ọ̀gọ̀ngọ̀ Àjálẹ̀gà. Gbogbo èèyàn ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rí iṣẹ́ agbára ohun tí Ọlọ́run tó máa ṣe.
Jésù aláàánú fẹ́ràn tí ẹni tó ń gbọ́ mi yìí nínú ìpàdé àwẹ̀ ohun àdúrà ọlọ́gbọ̀n ọjọ́ tí Olúwa pa láṣẹ fún wòlíì rẹ̀ Prophet Jeremiah Olútọ́pẹ́ Adéyẹmọ JP CAC Ìkòyí District Revivalist. Ìpàdé àwẹ̀ àtàdúrà náà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹta. Ọjọ́ mẹ́rin tó parí ẹ̀ máa lágbára yàtọ̀. Tọ̀sán tòru ní Christ Apostolic Church, Voice of Peace Outreach International, City of Peace, Òjò ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ tó wá láti Ìbàdàn sífẹ̀ láàrin Akínlàní Junction sí Akínọlá Junction, Ìpẹ́tùmọ̀dù ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Jesus the Merciful, Jésù aláàánú ló fẹ́ fi àánú rántí rẹ̀. Gbogbo òlérí tó gbọ́ tí ò ṣẹ nínú ìpàdé ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́rin yìí lolúwa ti fẹ́ báyẹ̀ pàdé. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Wednesday ọjọ́ kẹtàdínlọ́gbọ̀n sí ọjọ́ Sátidé ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹta ọdún yìí. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tó fi máa wọn wòlíì tolúwa gbọ́ tiwọn ni yóò wà ńbẹ̀. Lady Evangelist Bọ́sì Adéìwà, Evangelist Ṣẹ́gun Adéfilé ọmọ aláṣẹ, Ọ̀dúnmúráyọ̀ Ilésànmí, Ṣeun Praise, Evangelist Ọláòkìkí Jésù, Lady Evangelist Tóyọ̀sí Akíyá, Prophet Adé Ọlọ́gbẹ́yọ, Prophet Joshua Fádáìró, Pastor JS Mákànjúọlá, Prophet Sam Olúalọ́, Pastor Iyo Alálàdé àti olùgbàlejò Prophet Jeremiah Olútọ́pẹ́ Adéyẹmọ JP. Jésù aláàánú fẹ́ báyé rẹ pàdé. Òṣogun tó gbédébẹ̀ tí ò ní gbẹ́mì lọ́gán.
The excitement of sport for the athlete, for the fan, for the globe. Moments shared create the buzz. From football to basketball, track and field, golf, motorsport, boxing, indoor, outdoor, anywhere, it's all about winning. However, win or lose, the perspectives, predictions, highlights, and the tiniest detail we must share with you on Sports O'Clock. Sports O'Clock with Super Dickson every weekday, 10 a.m. only on Adamimogo 105.1 FM, IBADAN. Knife edge analysis, banter, and more awaits you.
All right, you welcome back. And in case you just tuning in, this is a Sports O'Clock on your Super Dial Voice of the Light at Adamimogo 105.1 FM Ibadan. And we are live on Facebook this morning on that page at Adamimogo 105.1 FM. And you can also get to watch us live on Facebook, YouTube. Just go on all of these platforms, search Adamimogo 105.1 FM. You get to see us and drop your comments, particularly about that Super Eagles of Nigeria game against the Eagles of Mali, where the Super Eagles were had, for a big dinner by the Malians. And I've been doing this in the studios with my analyst this morning. I'm talking about Bukola Flora Olajide. Of course, we've been in the studios doing this. We started about 20 minutes or thereabouts, and together we've been discussing the Super Eagles of Nigeria game. And I told you that when we return straight to talking that same game yesterday against the Malians. Now, Flora, let's talk the next thing, and that would be the game against South Africa. It will amount to a major disaster if Nigeria should fail to qualify for the next World Cup. And not qualifying for the next World Cup lies in our hand, just like the qualification also lies with us. Now, let's look at it from this side. We lost that friendly, of course, the one against Mali. And gradually, can we say we are losing that fear factor ahead of this very important clash against Bafana over South Africa? Have we lost the fear factor that once made us I would say the giant of Africa, not just the giants, but a team that everything bows whenever the name is mentioned?
I don't think we have. We have not. We have and we have not. To my own point of view, because the last time we played South Africa in the last edition of the AFCON, we won through penalties, right? But if you watch the game keenly, you will know that the South Africans were better. To say the truth, they were better in that game. So if we continue playing like this, that was why I said, if we continue playing like this, we may not qualify for the next World Cup. And it's going to be a disaster. Yeah. Because the last time we lost against Ghana in Abuja, we
didn't lose, actually. We lost based on away goals.
We lost now. We did not qualify.
We didn't qualify.
They scored first. They scored us first in Abuja. So we really need to put our heads together. We really need to talk to ourselves. We really need to we need to be truthful to ourselves at this junction. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are not that super again. Forget about the name.
They are more of super than super.
Now you talk about. So we really need to do something urgently before the South African games. If not, we will chop out.
Especially getting 2 points from the opening 2 games.
Yes.
And we're playing against Benin Republic, a team currently managed by our own former coach, Genetro. And Genetro would want to prove every statement against Nigeria.
Yes,
well,
of course.
We just hope that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will get things right. Then let's move on this morning, but still very much in Nigeria, the season could yet be over for Moses Simon after he injured his knee during Nigeria's Super Eagles' 4-2 loss to the Eagles of Mali yesterday night in an international friendly game in Marrakech, Morocco, where for the Nantes of France winger, it was stretched off the pitch after colliding with the Milan goalkeeper in the 29th minute, and the extent of his injury at this time has not been confirmed by the Super Eagles doctor and the NFF, but is expected to have a scan, and if what we are getting is anything to go by, that injury might be very, very nasty for the guy whose team need his ability, need his brilliance at this time to escape relegation. Let's move on now. I'm still very much in Africa, Chad, and another small country in Africa. I'm talking about Eswatini. They've secured their places in the group stage phase, of the CAF African Cup of Nations qualifiers 2025, the one that will be played right there in Morocco. This was possible after both teams had passed their opponent following the second leg matches of a preliminary stage yesterday. And now they will be joined by Liberia, South Sudan, who also progressed despite drawing in their second leg ties, also played in the game yesterday. And let's just talk some friendlies. Ghana played 2-2 against Uganda. I said something, I think, yesterday about Ghana, that this is a team that has suffered a big decline in recent times. They led twice in that game, and how on net they were able to just relinquish their lead on both occasions is something that I don't know at this time. But one thing is, Flora, I think we must look at the emergence of some teams in Africa too. Gone are the days of you have Ghana, the Super Eagles, you have Tunisia, Cameroon, and the rest of the big Egypt, boys are dominating proceedings. And now the other teams too are showing that they want to have a stake in whatever thing that has to do with trophy in Africa, whatever thing that has to do with glory. And I think the game against Uganda, the game against Ghana for Uganda is a big testament to that. Although some will call it friendly, but I think friendlies like this matters a lot, particularly to dictating how a team would just shape up in coming years. For Ghana, it was a sad one. They couldn't just win that friendly game, and the coach still very much continues to look for his first win in charge of the team for the second time. Talking about Coach Otto Addo.
I can't say that the Ghanaians really need to talk to themselves. They really need to let go of some legs in the team.
Maybe.
Like what I'm saying about Nigeria. Nigeria and we are brothers, although we are still fighting about the jollof rice. And the Ghanaians are on TikTok, Facebook, talking about jollof rice, why their team is languishing in failure. So right now they need to do something like what you just said, rightly said about the small countries that are coming up. Look at what Cape Verde did in the last AFCON. Check out the Chad too. Check out Chad too. So the Ghanaians really need to do something. If not, their case will be different from. I don't want to say it on air.
All right, well, let's still move on this morning, but let's remind you that we're very much live on Facebook at Adamimogo 105.1 FM and on YouTube at Adamimogo 105.1 FM. We'll just give you a rundown of some friendly games played yesterday, particularly the important ones. But before we do that, we have a place to go, and now we'll talk about our very own team on this dial. I'm talking about Adamimogo Football Club. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of Ondo State has been built among the dignitaries to grace the Ondo State FA Cup final. This is according to a statement made available by the Secretary of the State, FA Chief Ibuku Aladetoyibo in Akure. And for the matches, well, one will be played 12 in the afternoon on Saturday, talking about the one that will involve our Sunshine Queens against Onima's FC, FC at exactly 12 in the afternoon, March 30 this Saturday. And in the men's category, we have Sunshine Stars of Akure up against Adamimogo Football Club. And for Adamimogo Football Club, of course, this is no doubt a big win for this team that has been delivering in recent times, and playing in the FA Cup final actually, speaks a volume to the work that has been done so far in that team. And this is a big shout out to every follower of that team, every supporter of the team in Ibadan and beyond, and also a big shout out to the anchor of the team, Mr. Adeyinka, who has done a lot. Of course, not leaving out our father too, Prophet Sam Oluwalo, for what they has been able to do with this team. And we hope that come this Saturday, we will sing a victorious song about Adamimogo Football Club coming home actually with that trophy at the end of the day, and getting to also represent Ondo State when it comes to the Federation Cup. And let's also talk another FA Cup, Federation Cup this time around at the state level. Shooting Stars Football Club, they will play tomorrow against Adeyemi FC, and that will be at the semi-final stage of the 2024 Oyo State Federation Cup. This Saturday, the game will be played at the Lekon Salami Stadium, Ibadan. This is a big game for Ibadan because for Adeyemi FC, this is a team that I've been following recently, and their emergence and how they've been able to also, manage to achieve a lot in recent times is one thing that a lot of us, particularly those of us who follow that team, continue to just wonder how on earth they've been able to just do that. But of course, a big shout out to the management of that team also getting to play against Shooting Stars in the semi-finals is no child's play. Looking at how competitive Federations Cup has been in recent times, and let's talk this in NPFL. Doma United, they've announced that Bala Abubakar Mohamed as their new technical advisor. I remember when this man left Katsina United, I spoke with him on the phone, and he said he was going to announce his move maybe in coming months. Let me just use this word. In coming months. Earlier this month, of course, and get to the job at Doma United. I think this is a big bonus for Coach Bala Abubakar. They're looking at everything that has happened between him and the fan base of Katsina United. This is a big move. Doma United, they are in the title conversation. And I think with his experience and everything, he's coming on board to transform this team. I don't know, maybe you also share that same opinion, Flora.
I know Bala is one of the top-notch coach in Nigeria League.
Yeah.
In Nigeria League. So you can't take anything away from him. The former Niger Tornadoes coach, and his experience, and this Doma United, they lack the coach there. I can't say he lacks his experience. If not, he should be among the top 5 right now. If he really has the experience in Nigeria League. But coming to the Bala to appoint Bala is a very good thing for Doma United. Yeah. At least we want to see them. We don't want them to go on relegation. 2 teams in Gombe. I know Gombe is already going. They are already on their way.
And
on their way, and we don't want Doma United to join them.
Follow.
Yes. And another appointment is for Baba Ganaro that goes to Aqua United.
Yeah, that's also another big move. I think I like this managerial merry-go-round in the MPFL this season. Everyone wants to stay in the league, and they are doing everything possible to just do that. And I think this is a big one. Why can't we just start celebrating our guys getting that big appointment? For Accra United, so I believe that their new head coach now is capable.
Yeah, he's capable. They won in just last week.
Yeah.
Last week against Bende, against Plateau United, full stadium, full capacity stadium. They went there and shocked.
Ejeyakwelu fans.
So it's a good one for Baba Ganaro, the former Kano Pillars headler. It is a very good one for him. And Aqua United, I don't know their problem. When the preseason started, I said to myself that Aqua United should be one of the top 4 in this tournament. They start with Fatah Osho. Yeah, you remember this, and suddenly they just dismissed because in Nigeria League, they will tell you. This one will tell you they have dismissed him. Yeah. This one will tell you I resign. Yeah. So we don't really know what.
But left. Let's just say.
You get, so it's a very good one for Baba Kanaru. His experience and his onions. Yeah. He knows his onions too. Yeah. Like we have some coaches in Nigeria that they don't grappa. You understand? they know this place I'm going there to pick a point. Yeah. And when they go there, they definitely get the point. So it's a good one for Aqua United. And for the FA Cup, for Shooting Stars. Yeah,
Shooting Stars and Adamimogo.
Adamimogo Shooting Stars need to step up their game because they may think these ones they are underdog. They are not underdog. They can come to the stadium and shock the whole world. And it will be a talk of the town that Shooting Stars lost to Adamimogo.
Even though no disrespect to Adamimogo, to Adamimogo.
No disrespect, please, to Adamimogo. Ibadan people not go grill because right now, Shooting Stars is their Real Madrid. They want to see Shooting Stars. And even some people they were even telling me that Shooting Stars will win the league. They are going to win the league. I said, no, calm down.
No, somebody like Dima will not agree to that.
I don't know why Dima is not here today. We really want to drag each other because I was listening to him yesterday. I was like, Dima, this is another point. This is another day for Dima to drag Vinidi Jojo. God. But unfortunately, he's not here. So I'm cool with it.
Well, it's a good one for Aqua United, particularly getting another top manager. Don't forget that since Kennedy Boboye won the league for them, it's been from one decline to another. And hopefully this man will be able to turn the situation around for Aqua United. For Sunshine Stars. And I think that man is one man that you will continue to give the accolades, just like we will do with Awano Ogunbote.
Yes. Look at what he did with Heartland before they brought... I know governor.
The politics. The politics was played.
So, Kennedy Boboye, any day, anytime, give it to him. Just give it to him. He's one of the top coaches in Nigeria League.
Okay, now I think let's also talk some other friendlies because I said we were going to talk that. And we start from the Germans. One for Germany, they defeated the Netherlands yesterday. Although they were trailing first in that game, I think in the first half, the Dutch were leading. But parity was restored in that game. And for the Germans, they eventually won that game. Not the major talking point will not be that the Germans won. The main talking point will now be their resurgence in recent times. Ever since Julian Nagelsmann took charge of this team, there has been this very huge spark. Something that they did not discover when Flick was there. Flick came in as a top manager, a man who did it with Bayern Munich. Of course, he achieved a lot with them, and we were expecting him to step into that the German head coach role and deliver. Unfortunately, he flopped, he disappointed, and he failed in flying colors. And this time around, a new man is back in charge, and that man is the younger coach, Julian Nagelsmann. And for Germany, they will be the one to host the 2024 Euros, and a lot of eyes will be on them. People would want to see, how they want to react to the recent failure that they've actually suffered. Of course, but with Nagelsmann in charge, playing some top friendlies, getting important victories. What seems to be maybe the magic, or you think maybe him just trying to settle things with some old players, Toni Kroos returning and trying to just reignite what used to be the identity of the team? Do you think that would that is a major factor?
You just said it, oneness. He keep it simple, oneness, and he stick to his players. not like Flick that he does not have the
Flick
first
Mabaija.
he has the anger issue.
Yeah.
Number one. Secondly, he does not really know who and who he does not really know the players. He does not really. There was no oneness in the team, and if your team is divided, there's nothing you can do. Players, they're like children. When you like this one, I prefer this one. I prefer that one. It will definitely affect you. You get so the oneness and his formation, his players. He knows his onions. You know where to place this one. That is the only thing that is working for Juan right now. That is the only thing that is working for him. He understands his players. Unlike Flick, you don't want to have a good conversation with your players and you expect him to give you results. How?
Even though somebody like Ikegodewan would not be happy. Well, if I wasn't happy with what played out during the Flick. Now, can we say they are back in the conversation? Because looking at them, it's been back-to-back. I think the 2014 World Cup, 18, rather, turned out to be a very disappointing one for them, despite being the defending champions.
Yes.
And also the last one, you could also say the same thing about the Germans, how they were not really great. And it's been like a team that was once used to, as a big example, was something doing very well. You hear them saying, German machine, German machine, German machine, this and that. Now, are they back with the French guys, or maybe the Three Lions of England among other top contenders? Are the Germans back to the apex of competitiveness when it comes to guys that can win the Euros 2024?
We can't really say for now. We can't really say. We have to give them some chances. We have to see them play some friendlies. We need to see them to play some big guns like the British boys. We really need to see them to play Spain, France.
Spain, my phone pay.
So we can't really say that they are back at the apex. We really need to see them play some big boys in Europe before we can conclude that.
All right, we're still very much alive on Facebook, Adamimogo 105.1 FM, and let's just take some comments on Reddit. And don't forget that you can go on YouTube and you also get to see us live at Adamimogo at 105.1 FM. This one from Ganiyu. Okay, Rabiu saying, my guy. All right, good morning to you, Mr. Rabiu, and also Gbemisola Adex saying, well done, guys. Flora is repping us well. Well, thank you so much for your compliments there, Gbemisola Adex. Josephine Kende saying, okay, good morning to you, Dio, and to the wonderful woman in the studios this morning. Of course, that is Olajide Flora Bukola. Of course, one of the voices that you should get used to on this dial. And I think we might need to just go on yet another commercial break. And when we return, guys, we'll return to talking some friendlies. And one big issue this morning. One man has declared his readiness to return to club management. This man is somebody that you and I know very well. He is the man that many has tagged as the man who carries this third season syndrome. Just real, we formed the conversation. When we return, still with us, this is a Sport O'Clock on Adamimogo 105.1 FM Ibadan.
The Light Event Center àti The Light Guest House gbọ̀ngàn ayẹyẹ pẹ̀lú ilé ìgbafẹ́ tó dùn wò tó fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀ fún ayẹyẹ yìí tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà níbi ayé tó tẹ́jú lábẹ́ ọyẹ́ tó ń kú rírì. Pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House àwọn yàrá tẹ́ ó ti máa wo ohun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé ètò ààbò tó péye tó wà níbẹ̀. Home away from home ni.
Òótọ́ ni gbẹ̀gà ayẹyẹ kò ń bàdàn pẹ̀lú ilé ìtura. Àmọ́ ọ̀kànlélẹ́yìn tó wáyà mi. The Light Event Center pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House. Gbẹ̀gà ayẹyẹ tó gba òbítíbitì èèyàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo. Pẹ̀lú àwọn amáyédẹrùn, digital screen, dressing room, pẹ̀lú ọyẹ́ tó ń kúrìrì. Ṣé ti The Light Guest House wà ní ká sọ? Níbi tẹ́ ó ti láǹfààní àti mọ bó ṣe ń lọ káàkiri àgbáyé nínú yàrá kọ̀ọ̀kan. Pẹ̀lú free wifi, ààbò tó péye ń bẹ lórí ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá yín. Ní The Light Event Center àti The Light Guest House. Adamimogo House, Shobande Street, ọ̀rẹ́ méjì Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn. Ló kalẹ̀ sí The Light Event Center pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House. Wow.
Home away from home ni.
ìpàdé májẹ̀mú ọlọ́dọọdún yẹn tún ti kò. ẹ sọ́dà àyájọ́ májẹ̀mú ti 2024.
oníbùjíkò máa gbáre ní Jesus City ọlọ́run sàmúlùwà ló máa jẹ́wọ́ ti tóbi rẹ̀.
àwọn ọlọ́run lẹ́nu wòlíì bàbá Babájídé sí wòlíì sàmúlùwà ló bàbá Adamimogo tó mú kí wọ́n rìn sẹ̀ láti lè ṣàdérí o. májẹ̀mú ìgbé dídé ní sà. láti ìgbà yẹn gbogbo ẹni bá ní bàbá di ọlọ́run láyé wòlíì sàmúlùwà lọ ayé wọn kì í tó wà bákan náà. àkórí Exodus 2024 no more limitation. látọjọ́ Friday 17 tá a bá ti wọnú àdúrà. ọjọ́ Monday la máa ṣe orí ọ̀fẹ́ o. ẹ̀mí ọlọ́run ṣe tó ń fẹ́ jẹ́ gbogbo àjàgà. gbẹ̀dẹ́gẹ́ lọ́rùn onímọ̀júkọ èèyàn. níbi tí ẹ̀mí ọlọ́run yóò ti máa lo àwọn wòlíì rẹ̀. pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí ẹ̀mí bíbí sí aláwìyí àlùkò. ìlàjà akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. sarah praise jesus their wisdom. wòlíì májàmú sáàmùlú alọ́ bàbá Adamimogo. wọ́n máa fi májàmú sọtẹ́lẹ̀ láti Friday 17 ní Monday 20th May. gbogbo ẹni CAC Grace of Mercy Bremonte. Adamimogo Jesus City. ó wà ní Ìlàmìjà village. lẹ́kì ẹ̀pẹ́ expressway nílùú Èkó. ó yá ní Jesus City.
First, and it's Adimogo who makes it 1-1.
My name is Mutiu Adepoju, the headmaster. Listen to Sport O'Clock at Adamimogo 105.1 FM. IBADAN.
All right, so you're welcome back. This is Sport O'Clock on Adamimogo 105.1 FM. And I told you that when we return, of course, I will talk other issues. One of the biggest news actually making brand this morning about Jose Mourinho declaring his readiness to return to club management. And I love to say something that whenever you have one of these top coaches react or say something about taking a job or maybe returning to management, there will surely be this buzz around. And for the guys who are not performing, I'm not mentioning Pochettino's name or maybe Aquario Land, like one of my friends I would describe Eric Ten Hag and maybe other managers who are not getting things right at this time. But of course, you always expect teams to go after some top managers. But Flora, before we just do that, I think we need to talk about England game yesterday against Belgium. And it took Jude Bellingham to maybe avoid what would have amounted to back-to-back losses right there at the Wembley Stadium. Jude Bellingham scored a late minute goal to end that game in a draw. Belgium-England game turned out to be a very perfect one. But the results will not matter, just like football will not matter in heaven. What will definitely matter this morning would be how two guys were able to do very well. Two guys are just getting their first start for the Three Lions. Ivan Toney, well, of course, the man has scored a penalty in that game on his first start for them, and that was the equalizer from the spot 6 minutes after Belgium had led in that encounter. But the man of the match is whom we were talking about this morning. I'm talking about no other person but Manchester United midfielder Kobe Mino. Well, for Kobe Mino, Mark continues to get the headline. It continues to attract a lot of
noise.
Positive talks. Noise too, of course. That will not that will not be left. I think this guy is ready. He's ready for whatever thing that comes his way. You could see a young guy who understands the game, who studies the game, who knows when and the time to the time to do the right thing and how to do it.
Yes.
And getting the man of the match award, your very first start for a team as big as the Three Lions of England is not a bad thing.
First time on his debut,
at
Wembley for England.
England, yeah.
British, that even if you are playing fire to fire,
they should go and ask our brothers Tammy Abraham and the Bukayo
Tomori. Yes. So he has done well for himself. And he's done well for his team.
Yeah.
You know, right now, Manchester United, nobody wants to really. I call them them and Chelsea. I call them Muniru and Ambali. So there is no really difference between both of them. Even though Manchester United is a bit
better in
than,
terms of their position on the log. Go shape performance.
Even performance, that you talk
performance.
Talk to.
No, Chelsea. I think Chelsea. No, I'm not. Me, me supporting a team that will give me heart attack every weekend. Go and ask Dima. Whenever Chelsea plays like this, I just look at that guy and I ask Dima, please, it is well with your soul. I look at a lot of Chelsea fans and I console them whenever their team play. So you know what will happen at the end of the day.
I'm telling you.
I'm too young to be experiencing what Dima has been experiencing. But let's just talk about the young chap who is getting it right.
Yes, he's getting it right, and I give it to him. Hope it continues like this. Hope Manchester United will not drain him,
and the noise will not get into his head too.
And the noise will not get into his head. Forget, English press. They will blow you, and your head will be blown.
I think you are the same level with Messi and Ronaldo.
Yes, and the burden that comes with that noise alone.
Yeah.
The burden that comes with that noise alone, like me, they are this, overhype me like this. They cannot go fumble. You understand?
Yeah.
That thing, I pray that his management, his managers, his agents, his people around him will talk to him that this noise, yes, you are doing good, but don't let this enter into your head, and don't let Manchester United form to take you away from your glory. Because right now, his name is on everybody lives in England.
Yeah. Well, it's a good one for the man of the match, and not just maybe playing in friendly games. In fact, this guy has been drafted as one of the guys that might likely make that final list for the Three Lions of England as far as their participation at the Euros is concerned. And the other the better for Manchester United. If you are not doing very well, the best thing you can keep, a good thing, is to just tie him down, give him a very long contract. Because very soon, we know the thing. They want to play for Madrid. And you will choose a Madrid that will win league over a Manchester United that will disappoint you. Ask General. I'm not mentioning names this morning.
If you're the one, what we are...
Of course, I would prefer to play for Madrid than to play for a team.
Every player in the world wants to play for Madrid.
Yes. Even the ones that are not good.
Even the one that is playing kick and follow. They want to play for
Madrid.
Madrid. I call Madrid the father of the old clubs.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a good thing for him. If they can give him, even though they can't even give him right now, that is for Manchester United. They should try and tie him down. Now. Yeah. Now that he's there, he's still the grand small.
Yeah, and he can still just maybe listen to them. And let's just move on from there. Let's talk the Euros. We have the final teams that will just play at the Euro 2024, and the lineup was completed yesterday. Poland, Ukraine, and Georgia triumphed in intense playoff battles yesterday night, and the stage is now set for an electrifying UEFA Euro 2024 tournament, which kicks off in Munich, Germany on June 14 and concludes the final in Berlin on July 14th, 2024. For Poland, they defeated Wales after playing goalless in the normal 90 minutes and not leaving out the extra time. This game, it gets as it be. God of Georgia will draw them. Anyways, let's just leave the personal interest and let's talk the general interest this time around. For Poland, well, they've emerged victorious over Wales in a penalty, a shootout after that, a goalless draw. And for Georgia, for the very first time, they will play a major tournament. They also won via penalties against, I think they won against Greece. They won against Greece in the first game played. And the final game will be one that will continue to celebrate Ukraine. They secured a spot in the tournament, and this will be the first major tournament they will be playing at since the Russian invasion. Great one, a Chelsea player scored what proved to be the winning goal in that game. And I want to say something that Onrere Okpadati Chelsea Jade. Yeah, is it Nazareth? I'm sorry, I don't think I really know. But of course, Ekofufun Jade Nunu Ikoko Dudu Chelsea, right?
Yes.
But I think we've had a very fantastic. We had a very fantastic games yesterday. But my pick would be that of Georgia will be playing their very first major tournament. And they have the
Yes,
players.
for them. I'm so
And they have the
happy.
players too.
I'm super happy for them. Very, very happy for
Bye-bye
them.
for Ukraine.
I'm happy for Ukraine more because of what they have been through. You know
Yeah.
what it means that you are playing football and your family are home.
Yeah.
You don't know whether I don't
They're not
shoot
even
them.
playing. Yeah, I think they play that game in Poland or something.
Yes, so,
far from home.
So you have to give it to the players. That is what I call determination. That's what I call passion. That's what you call passion. That you know that my family, they may not be safe wherever they are right now, but I have to give it to my country.
Yeah.
That is. I saw one of Taibo West's picture yesterday. Yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah.
So I saw his picture yesterday where he had bandage on his head and blood was coming out.
Yeah, I'm playing for the country.
Playing for the country. That is what we need. Can you say that like compare that passion that they have with this our
Current guys.
I'm a piano boy.
I'm a piano indeed. Well, let's talk Jose Mourinho because we have less than 6 minutes to just do this on the show this morning. For Jose Mourinho, he is ready to return to club management. According to him, now is the time. He has taken enough rest and he wants to return. He wants to feel the passion. He wants to feel the pressure it takes to be called a manager of a big team. And he has had a lot of offers. Don't forget that even while at Roma, he had this offer from the Saudi guys. They wanted to tempt him with money. But he told them that, no, I'm committed to Roma and I want to see them through. However, I wanted to see them through, but Roma did not want to see him through. And eventually he was shown the exit door at the end of the day. Now he's ready to return to management. And of course, you expect the rumors to be flying about his would-be destination. Chelsea has been tipped as a possible destination for Jose Mourinho because even the fans were calling, were shouting, were chanting his name in one of the games that they played recently, just saying that they've had enough of Pochettino. They want Jose Mourinho and not leaving out the offer in Saudi Arabia. Jose Mourinho is a rich man, but at the same time, there is no crime in getting more money after even getting enough money.
Yeah.
But let's look at the return of Jose Mourinho this summer. A lot of managers need to just sit tight and do their job very well.
Even they sit tight. Somebody like Pochettino should just know that if Chelsea's fans are chanting for Mourinho, just know that Dio, who will not want to have just Mourinho on his team? Even if you know, don't mind these people that they are just criticizing him. Is that every team, every league wants Jose Mourinho because of number one, he's dramatic.
Yeah.
Number two, he will bring fame. He brought fame to Chelsea,
And it might bring bad luck too.
Yes, he might. But the positive positive aspect of it is Mourinho will bring that vibe back to your team.
Yeah.
Your team. And don't forget that everybody that is supporting Chelsea right now, 60% of them they are supporting Chelsea through Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
You know, many young guys right now decided supporting Chelsea probably 2004 when Chelsea won the league.
Yeah.
So coming back to Chelsea, we don't know if he's coming to Chelsea now.
Yeah.
Yes, now,
But Chelsea has
we
been
don't know
perceived as a possible
Yes,
destination.
and he too, he's not hiding that feelings that he loves Chelsea. So coming back to Chelsea or any Premier League, I don't want to say any Premier League because Tottenham.
He might not want to
may
return to Manchester United or Tottenham too. Yeah.
He might not want to. So obviously, Chelsea may be his final destination, and we will be very happy to have him.
But you know Jose Mourinho too. I like the fact that you've personalized that way, and I think I'm going to just come at you using that way.
Okay.
But okay, would you want Mourinho to return to Chelsea? Genuinely, would you want Mourinho to return to Chelsea? Looking at his previous record and not leaving out maybe what many has called the third season syndrome. He experienced it at Roma, he experienced it at Manchester United, and everywhere he goes seems that bad luck in quote follows. But would you still want Mourinho despite all the wrong things that maybe Loki tarnished what has been a big legacy?
Dio.
Flora?
Every Chelsea fan
Yeah.
want Mourinho because he understands the team.
Okay.
He will, even though he no make him for Roma.
Well, he did. He actually won the inaugural Europa Conference League.
Is there any league that he has went to that he has not really performed?
Yeah.
Apart from his dramatic aspect of it, because I see him to be an emotional person. He's a very, very emotional person. So just know that he's coming to Chelsea.
Okay.
I'm speaking for what Chelsea fans.
Okay,
Please don't roast me. Don't roast me.
Hopefully they would.
Hopefully they would. We will be glad to welcome him back.
Well, on Facebook, thank you so much. Imafio J. Peters are saying good morning. Alaja. Okay, Adebayo saying well done. Thank you. Okay, I think I've taken these from Josephine Kende, who is actually greeting Dayo and the wonderful woman in the studios. And for Abiola Aderemi, I think Mr. Abiola Aderemi, you still have something with us on the Abiodun rather. Okay, Mr. Abiodun Aderemi, I think you have something with us on this dial. I would just reach out to you. I would reach out to you in your DM later today to come here and claim your prize. And same could also be said about Mr. Ahmed from Olomi. I think, okay, Olomi Ibadan. You also have something with us, and Mr. Olasende Abib. Please try to reach out to us so that you can claim your prize. The phone lines are buzzing, but we can't pick any more call. I'm just sorry because of our time, and everyone who dropped a comment on Facebook, Ajewale Ebenezer Alushegun, thank you. Watched us live from Ado Ekiti Genesis, a global link. Thank you so much, and the rest of the guys, Imam Mohammed Okikiola, saying everyone. Okay, thank you guys for dropping your comments on Facebook, and this is how far we can go on the show today. Thank you so much, Bukola Olajide, Flora. It's been lovely doing this with you, and of course we'll do this some other time later this week. Thank you guys. Dayo Lujobi remains my name. Keep on listening to Adamimogo 105.1 FM, and don't stop minding your business irrespective of that urge for you not to do that. And don't stop drinking water, because water will do you a lot of good than the other substance. I love you, love me. Of course, some other time